Hi Willie. Haven't talked to you in a while, so here's something that you, I think, might enjoy. It's our collaboration. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Oops. Yeah, just mix those up a little. And it's a prediction. Also needs, in this case, would need a pen, but I'll use the Swiss Army knife. Why not? I want you to pick a card, any card, whichever one you like. You slide it out, don't look at it, just slide it out. And it's a perfectly free, regular deck of cards and whatnot. And somebody else, your alter ego, would have to name a number from, say, 1 to 10. Any number from 1 to 10, let's say they say, and it could be anyone, but let's say they say 4. So somewhere in there they say 4. And you picked the Ace of Spades. That's a very good card. You could have picked anyone, but we'll pick the Ace of Spades. We'll place it over here. And you named any number you wanted to from 1 to 10. You said 4, so it's not the 1, not the 2, not the 3, but the 4, not the 5, not the 6, not the 7, not the 8, not the 9, not the 10, and it changes places. Over here is now the Ace of Spades, and over here is the 4 of clubs, 4 diamonds, I'm sorry. Anyhow, so this would be, it's kind of silly to do this on camera because I think you can really play this up, and I do want to do this in my show again. This is obviously a version of Diamond Cut Diamond that doesn't use any sort of false steel. And I will tell you how I came up with this because I read your book, or rather read the book that you got me, the Vernon Chronicles Volume 2, and in there Vernon has this trick of his that he likes a lot called the slap trick. And in the slap trick, a card is controlled to the 10th position from the top, and they're held at your fingertips, and then you get to name any number from 1 to 52, but really from 10 to 40, let's say, and you then estimate. Let's say if they say 25, you then estimate 15, and you do a pass there, but you hold a break at the point where you did the pass, and you have to estimate, but you have to estimate on the high side. So if you have, like, say you take 16 cards, you deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, until you get to just before the break, and then you deal, well, a single or a double or a triple. And it's a very good trick, no question about it. But I didn't like the notion that if you're going to have to estimate, and you have to estimate either above or below, let's say you can be off 2 one way or the other, 13 would be okay, 14 would be okay, 16 would be okay, 17 would be okay, and it's easy enough to get 1 out of 5. But if you have to be high, you really can't estimate 15. You'd have to estimate something like 16 plus minus 1, which makes it a lot harder. But it's still a great routine. And also in the book it said that using appropriate pattern, you have to make people not choose a number from 1 to 10. And I thought about it. I thought, well, the easiest numbers to deal with would be the numbers from 1 to 10, because then you just palm off the let's say they say 7. You palm off 3 cards, and you can hand them the deck, and they deal out 7 cards, and there you have it. And it's very fair, and so that's good. On the other hand, if somebody says something like 1, you'd have to palm off 9 cards, and a deck that's 9 cards light is, noticeably light. So that's a little fly in the ointment, but still, I thought it was a good method. Which brings us back to Diamond Cut Diamond, because in this case, obviously, your choice is limited to 1 from 10 in the first place. So, and then the rest, this is not a magician fool, I'm sure you figured out the modus operandi. I'll just go through it anyway. So the Ace through 10 are on top of the deck, something that coincidentally Danny Ortiz said, the best false shuffle is that, because you don't care about the cards. And while you're at it, there's a bit in, it's just a fake scramble. But you can do whatever you want, but I think a fake scramble is nice too, where you just take the cards from the center, and you just make sure that the top cards stay on top. So you still have but it looks very fair. You can do whatever, a jog shuffle, or you can do a lift bow shuffle, what have you. So the ace through 10 looks good anyway. So you have the ace through 10 there. So just very briefly on a fake scramble, you throw the cards over. You push out the middle one. You push these over, and you just keep the 10 on top, and you just. By the way, this is true. If you do deal poker or anything, you can never turn them towards yourself. You must always turn them to the players. But this looks very fair, whatever. So they get to choose a card, and they get to choose any card other than the first top 10. But I'm sure you can manage that. So they pull out one card, whichever card they want to, and they can look at it. Let's say it's a 7 of hearts in this case, but you don't get to look at it. So the switch is this, and I think it's a nice switch. I don't know, I mean, I came up with it myself, but I'm sure somebody must have thought of this. It's I came up with it playing with the Carne Versa switch and trying to do it one-handed. So what happens is the first one is just a splash move, if you will. It's that semi-sweep, that semicircular sweep. It's 1, 2, 3. That's the sweep. One sweep this way, one sweep back, and that sweep. And the first one, like I said, is just, you don't do anything. You're just accustoming them to the sweep. So the first one, this is the first half a sweep, the second half a sweep, the third. So it's very natural. You just pick up the card and turn it over, and then you can, and you probably should, say, okay, it's a single card. You don't have to say that, but you just flick it off so the card is slightly concave. So you have a slight concave bend in there. And unlike the Carne Versa switch, you could do all that with 4 cards or 3 cards, but if you just do it with 1 card, you need no break. You start off, the cards are just, you know, your cards are in your hand, there's no break, nothing, very openly held. And on that first sweep, you break off the top card and get that much of a break. It can be less than that. It just has to be off the top of the deck. So in the first sweep you do this, but the larger motion hides the smaller motion. You do this, and on the sweep back, it's fed underneath. That's this, and you immediately reverse directions again, and you push over the top card. So you just switch this, and oops, that's enough to hook on anyhow. You just have to be able to get under it. Let me do this again. So you go forward, you break this off, which makes perfect sense, and you switch it out. It's good without doing it first, but it's much better with doing it first without doing anything. That splash move where it's face down. You have a reason to make this a conditioned naturalness. You pick up the card and you show it. That's very natural. You just pick up the card and show it. And you know that they know that you didn't do anything wrong, because clearly they looked at the card. You couldn't have switched. You're just doing this to show them the card. Okay, very good, fair enough. So now let's say, and by the way, that's something you're going to have to deal with. I mean, if it's a 7 of hearts, it's actually a bad choice because it doesn't contrast much. But let's say the King of Spades. King of Spades is very good, much better. Let's say, and then the rest is pretty much self-explanatory. The whole thing. I mean, I'm sure it didn't fool you, but I think it's nice anyway. So let's say they say 5. All you have to do is pinky count 4 cards, 1 less, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you come over and you palm them off, and I think Joe Burke's top palm works nicely here. And anyway, you know Joe Burke's top palm. So you do this, and then you immediately dribble the cards. But you have to dribble the cards, because if you don't dribble the cards, there's no reason for you to come over in the first place. And you set the hand aside, that Larry Jennings sort of thing with a thing of whatever. And you switch out this one, and then you pick up an object, a lighter. And actually, the way I thought about it initially is if you have the card signed, you can then take the pen and put the pen on top, and then you cap the deck, and that's it. As far as the technique goes, that's it. But if you now have a spectator, you say to the spectator, you can give them the cards in their hand, and you say, well, just deal out 10 cards from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to make, I forgot actually what number I said. I said 5, there you I'm gonna make the fifth card change place with your card, but you don't know what the fifth card is. Let's find out together. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't turn on the fifth card. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. By a process of elimination, you know it's the 5 of diamonds. Make a change, and over here there's now the 5 of diamonds. Of course, over here there's now your sign card, and that I think is not a bad solution. I think it's a very nice solution as far as the effect goes, and it's a nice switch on top of that. I hope you like that one, and I would really like if you can tell me how you would handle the whole palming process. I mean, the best I could think of, which may, or I'm not sure that's the best solution there, but let's say you palm off your cards. I think you ought to do this, and then you take that palming hand and put something on top there, and then we talked about this Tony Giorgio thing for my sake. Another one, as you know, that I like a lot too, is if you start with the cards in in a clip or in a flat palm, to go over this way, but whatever. I mean, any one of those is fine. But anyhow, I'd like to know if you have how you would handle the palming bit. But so that's pretty much all there is to it. It's very straightforward, and I'd like to know what you think about it. Thank you.